Hi, I'm Joe, and today Epic Reads and I have a collection of YA graphic novels for you. This means that not only do we have some amazing story recommendations for you, but they all also include really beautiful art. So let's jump right in. First up, we have Fitting Indian by social media influencer Jyoti Chand. It is her debut teen graphic novel, and it's a standalone fiction that covers topics like mental health and friendship, and I'll give you a little sneak peek at the art here. We meet Natasha, and all her parents really want for her is to be the perfect Indian daughter, but that's really just not who she is. And they also tend to compare her to her older brother, who became a doctor, so in comparison, she feels like she really just disappoints them. And unfortunately, she isn't just struggling at home. At school, she doesn't really feel like she belongs. And similar to so many of us when we're struggling, she doesn't know how to deal with it in a healthy way. First, she tries alcohol, and then she tries self-harming, but nothing is really easing her detrimental thoughts of feeling like she isn't enough for her friends and her family and even herself. As we follow this journey through high school within a traditional South Asian family, we'll get to experience the author shine a light on the harm that stigmas around mental health can cause. But it seems like we'll also see how having a community that is honest about mental health can be life-saving. Next up, we have a standalone historical fiction. This is Silenced Voices, Reclaiming Memories from the Guatemalan Genocide by Pablo Leon. In this intergenerational story, the author combines historical research with his own experiences of being a Guatemalan immigrant to share the power of things like family and survival and sacrifice and hope. And here is just a little look at some of the art. In 1982 Guatemala, we meet Clara and her sister Elena, and although they constantly hear about this civil war that's happening, they live in a village that's tucked away in the mountains, so they feel as though it's happening kind of farther away than it really is. But the war does come, and it destroys everything in its path, and as the two sisters flee, they're separated, and they're forced to wonder if their paths have now diverged forever. In 2013 Maryland, we meet brothers Jose and Charlie, and neither really knows much about their mother, Clara's life before she came to Maryland, and she really even tries to just avoid telling people altogether that she's from Guatemala. But there's an ongoing genocide trial of a former military leader, and Jose is curious about it, so he asks his mom. Clara, however, tells her sons that since they were born in Maryland, they don't really need to worry about it. However, as the trial progresses, it sounds like Clara maybe slowly decides to start opening up to her children about the past that she thought she was going to leave buried. Tall Water by S.J. Sindhu is a standalone historical fiction coming-of-age story, and here is a peek at some of the art. It's about one girl's journey to Sri Lanka with the goal of reconnecting with her long-lost mother during the devastating Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004. Although 16-year-old Nimi has a loving father, she yearns to travel to Sri Lanka, and there she is determined to confront her mother, who refused to leave during a war even for the sake of her daughter. And it sounds like this is especially on Nimi's mind right now because her father is returning to Sri Lanka for the first time as a reporter on an assignment, but he does refuse to bring her along. Things change, however, when Nimi's mother appears to her in a dream, asking her to come find her, and so Nimi secretly follows along with her father on this journey. And by the time he sees her at baggage claim, it is too late, so he reluctantly agrees to connect her with her mother, and he guides his daughter through things like security checkpoints and armed soldiers. But things take a turn for the worst the day after Christmas when a tsunami hits the island. So now, on top of all of the other challenges, Nimi must face the tsunami's devastation and destruction in order to find her mother. Next up is this nonfiction coming-of-age standalone. It's called Bad Boy, a graphic memoir by Walter Dean Myers, and it follows the author as a young troublemaker in Harlem in the 1940s and 50s. From pranks at home to fighting and being bullied about his speech impediment at school, Walter's life was less than perfect, and his family really struggled financially, so in the end, he decided to actually drop out of school. But beneath it all, Walter adored books and truly longed to become a writer, so despite all of the odds stacked against him, he kept pushing to make his dreams a reality. This memoir is an award-winning story that is gripping and unforgettable, and I can't wait to figure out how he went from dealing with all of these struggles to releasing this very piece of writing. And here is a sneak peek at some of the art that you'll see in this one. Last up for today's haul is A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. This is the first book in the Earthsea cycle series, and it includes things like fantasy, adventure, magic, and dragons. This book was first published in 1971, but this is the stunning graphic novel edition. Here's a sneak peek at the art style. We meet Ged, a poor smith's son who is sent away to a wizard school once it's realized that he has magical talents. There, he accidentally summons a terrifying shadow creature, but his attempt to banish it doesn't work, so it continues to haunt him. He seeks advice from his old master, who tells Ged that he must confront the creature, and that dark darkness is as much a part of anyone as the light is. The story sounds amazing, and I'm so excited that I get to experience this classic children's fantasy in such a beautiful version. And that's everything for today's Epic Reads graphic novel book haul. In the comments below, please let us know what you're reading at the moment and which books from this haul you're excited to try, and thank you for watching. Bye!